Hello friends, we are going to start and we are going to continue the chapter natural vegetation and wildlife, and we have to start with flora and fauna. We have discussed that what are the different species of the plants, and we were just discussing about to discuss flora and fauna. We all know flora is the plant kingdom and fauna is the animal kingdom. And in the points of difference, 2 points are given on the screen, and third point we can write for the migration, then the autotrophs and the heterotrophs we can write any difference in the plant or animal species you can mention over here. Then the factors affecting the flora and the fauna, there are two factors, that is relief and climate. They are further divided. Relief is further divided into land and soil, and the climate is further divided into three parts. Relief was divided into two parts, but the climate is divided into three parts: temperature, photospheric, and precipitation. So guys, we all know how the land is affecting the natural vegetation, as it is directly or indirectly, but it is affecting how, like for example, the nature of the land influence the type of the vegetation, and the fertile land is generally devoted to agriculture. The unrotating, or you can say the that rough terrains are those areas where grasslands and woodlands develop and give shelters to the variety of the wildlife. Then how do soil mention how do soil is responsible for affecting the natural vegetation? Then actually the soil also varies over spaces, different spaces, different type of soils provide basic of different types of vegetation. For example, we can say that sandy soil of the desert support cactus and thorny bushes, while wet, marshy and deltic soil support mangroves and deltic vegetation. And in hill areas, hill slopes with some of the depth of the soil have conical trees. Then climate, we have temperature. How temperature is affecting temperature, the character and the extent of the vegetation are mainly determined by the temperature, along with the humidity in the air, precipitation and the soil. On the slopes of Himalayas and the hills of peninsula above the height of we can say 915 meters, the fall in the temperature affects the type of vegetation and its growth, and changes from the tropical to subtropical and later then alpine vegetation vagera. So there are four types: they are tropical, subtropical, temperate, alpine. Photospheric is, he can say, the sunlight. It's sunlight. Then there is a fact about sunlight that when there is a duration of the sunlight, more duration of the sunlight, trees grow faster in summers. Due to longer duration of sunlight, trees grow faster in summers. Now sunlight, the variation in the duration of sunlight at different places is due to difference in the latitude, altitude, season, durations of the day. Precipitation, we can say that in India almost the entire rainfall is brought in the advancing southwest monsoon, that is from June to September, and retreating northeast monsoon. Areas of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to the areas of less rainfall. As we were discussing about the different vegetation zones, so there are four different vegetation zones. Now over here we are going from alpine to tropical. Then the mean annual average temperature and the mean temperature in January we are talking over here, and the remarks and the remarks which are there. So first of all, alpine. When we talk about the mean annual average temperature in the alpine zone, in the alpine vegetation zone, there is below 7 degrees Celsius temperature. You can imagine. But in January it comes below -1 degree Celsius, and thus we can say that there are snow over there. Like this we can conclude that in tropical 24 degrees Celsius, then in subtropical 17 to 24 degrees Celsius, in temperate 7 to 17 degrees Celsius. But in the meantime, in the January tropical is about 18 degrees Celsius, above 18 degrees Celsius, in subtropical 10 degrees 10 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius, in temperate -1 degree Celsius to -10 degrees Celsius, and alpine we have just discussed. And here the most common thing is the snow. Because in tropical and alpine we can snow बहुत होते हैं, क्योंकि सब ट्रॉपिकल टेम्परेट एंड अल्पाइन में स्नो है और ट्रॉपिकल में स्नो नहीं है, तो इसलिए कॉमन चीज़ हमने यहाँ ली है. और ट्रॉपिकल में देयर इज़ नो फ्रॉस्ट, सब ट्रॉपिकल में फ्रॉस्ट इज़ रेयर, होती है थोड़ी बहुत ठंड ठंड होती है. बट इन टेम्परेट जोन frost is also there, and in sometimes snowfall is also there, and in alpine vegetation snowfall is there only, it there only. Thus pine trees are also grown over there. Now the importance of the forest is very important for our human beings, and forests are the renewable resources, and they also play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment, we all know. Over here you can see they also modify the local climate, they provide humus to the soil and shelter to the animals. They also control the soil erosion, regulate the stream flow, supports a variety of industries, provide livelihood to people, offer scenic view to recreations. They control wind force, shelter belt. They control wind force, and the shelter belt controls desertification. In coastal regions, reduces the impact of cyclones. They also control the temperature and causes the rains. India's natural vegetation has also undergone many changes due to the several factors such as the growing demand of cultivated land, development of industries and mining, urbanization, and overgrazing of pastures. There is one fact about the forest that they also absorb the sound. Like you can see that अगर एक you can say that एक park है और surrounding, and in the surrounding there are many of the houses, and from one corner to another corner we have to shout. If there will be no park, you can, when you will shout, the sound will be audible to the other person. But if there is a little bit of forest, a little bit of park over there, the sound will be not audible to him or her, or a little bit audible, but it won't be clear to the other person. Now there is a question arising that how much of the forest is natural in India. The vegetation cover of India in large parts is no more natural in the real sense, except in some inaccessible regions, like you can see Himalayas, hilly regions of central India, and Marusthali. Marusthali is a state you can say. The vegetation in most of the areas has been modified at some places, or replaced or degraded by human occupancy. Now here our this topic is clear, and we will meet you with a new topic, which is ecosystem of this chapter itself.